With gratitude to Hashem Yisborach, today we are very excited. We're celebrating the recording of the 10,000 shiur for Torah247.com. And we are delighted, excited, privileged, and honored to hear a thought about Pesach from Maran HaGaon, the Rosh Hashiva, Rabbi Weiss, shlita, who agreed once again to record for us a shiur.
It is my honor and my privilege and my simcha to be here with you at this very special occasion of the 10,000th shiur. I think I had the schus to give number 2,000, somewhere around 3,000, somewhere around 7,000, and Yirotzoy. Halavai, I should be zeicher to give the 20,000 shiur. I've known my dear friend and Talmud Ohuv, beloved Talmud, Rabbi Pessin, for many years, and we have a shiur once a week together. And a most remarkable individual, a gifted Marbitz Torah, and a very special Talmud Chacham that really cares and does his utmost, dedicating his time, his energy, and all he's got to enhance Torah learning. And it's a privilege for me to be part of it for many wonderful years to come. So we are approaching Chag HaMatzos, and I would like to share a thought with you. The first mitzvah we received after Yetzias Mitzrayim was Korban Pesach. Before Korban Pesach, the mitzvah b'chodesh Elochem, but that was part of it. That was an introduction to the mitzvah of Pesach. Korban Pesach is unique between all the other korbanos. It is the only korban that we need to eat and bring b'chavura. You can't do it on your own. You need to be part of a group. And there's an additional halacha. You cannot leave one chabura and go over to another. You have a chabura, you're stuck with them. What is the essence of these halachas? And if we examine the other great mitzvah of Chag HaMatzos, Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim, many deal with the question, what is the difference between Schirat Yetziat Mitzrayim, which is incumbent upon us every day of the year, every morning and every night, and the mitzvah of Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim, which is relevant only in the Seder night? Well, it's quite obvious. While Schirat Yetzias Mitzrayim is individual, everybody on his own, between him and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim is interactive. You need to tell the story. Preferable to your children, have them ask and you respond. But even if you do not have children around the table, you should have someone. You should try to tell the story, to convey the message, to have those other people ask and respond. It has to be interactive. Why is that? My feeling is, after the tragedy, the devastation of hundreds of years of golus, of strife, of suffering, of pain, of persecution, Klal Yisrael is free. And we know that people respond to tragedy, to slavery, in different ways. We have witnessed this in the Holocaust, in the terrible Holocaust. There were some great individuals who rose to the challenge. And the Holocaust, the tragedy, brought out the best of them. I am a son of survivors. My father and mother were both there in Birkenau and Auschwitz, together with the Kloisenberger Rebbe, Moiri Verabi, the great tzaddik and sage. And I heard from them many stories of his greatness. How he rose to the challenge, losing a wife and 11 children. And Bein Adam L'Mokim and Bein Adam L'Chaveri, like an angel from above. But most of the other people, the Holocaust didn't bring out the best of them. The same by Golas Mitzrayim. Yedei Noshim Rachmoniyos Bishlu Yaldeihem. The Sfas Emes explains the posek V'yoreu Oisonu HaMitzrim. The posek doesn't say V'yoreu Lanu. v'yoreu oisanu. They destroyed our character, our personalities, and sometimes our midas. When people are in terrible suffering, we don't even know what that means, what hunger could do a person, what thirst could do to a person. So my feeling is after, when we were finally free people, there was a need. There was a need to establish families and a decent and just and caring and compassionate society. And Klal Yisrael had to learn how to do that. The Gemara says Yisrael should be Yosei Ador Hoyo Menakrin Ba'ash Beketar Legoy Lamat Shaba Moshe V'Tikin Lehem Seder Seuda. So the first mitzvah, the very first mitzvah Pesach is Eino Nechal Ela B'Chabura. You can't do that on your own. You need to be part of a group. And if you're part of a group, you cannot choose. You cannot leave them and go over to another Chabura. No. Learn how to communicate, learn how to respect, learn how to love, learn how to care, and learn how to listen and how to talk to others. And that is the mitzvah of Sipi Yetzias Mitzrayim. It is not enough. It is not enough to talk to yourself. It is not enough to have the mitzvah of Zechiras Yetzias Mitzrayim. This night you need to talk and to listen and to ask and to respond. And that was the first thing we had to learn after Yetzias Mitzrayim. Well, it might be coincidental, but here in Israel, we're just after an election. The great HaRav was asked many years ago, Rav Aaron Mabelz was a tremendous tzaddik. Going to elections, voting, is that really a mitzvah like matzah? And he responded, no, it's a mitzvah like morer. And I feel it's a mitzvah, but it's more like morer than like matzah. Not always does it bring out the best in us. So we had a lot of machlokes and difficulty within our camp. And I feel, just like after Yetzias Mitzrayim, we need to learn. We need to learn to forget and forgive, to move on, and once again, to respect, to love, and have compassion for each other. Because ultimately, B'nai Yishechot Nachnu, we're all the same. And there is that much more that brings us together than divides amongst us. So we should all have a beautiful Pesach. We should all rise to the challenge. And we should be Zeicha. Ki ameitzeichem me'eretz Mitzrayim arenu niflois. Kodesh Baruch Hu should show us miracles once again. We should be Zeicha to be as Goyal Tzedek, Binyan Beis HaMikdash, B'mheiro v'yomeinu. Amen.